So I think
Yeah.
that maybe that what you're talking about is acceptable. It's acceptable violence when you come into the community being violent, and especially when we're conscious enough to start loving each other and communicate with each other properly. And you want to still do the opposite.
Okay. Because that's what I was wondering. I was just wondering that because I feel like with the women, we don't have to do that. We definitely can communicate and stuff. But men being more protectors on a certain level, women are protectors as well. But men being a protector in a certain level, I know that, of course, if anybody comes in to threaten our community, but then when it comes to like men on their side being like raising other the youth or having I don't know how it is when men come together, so all I can say is from what I've heard and just from my point of view. But when men making sure other men are in their manhood and are
Just get off the other bus.
moving in a certain way that is honorable. Like if a man is in that community and he decide he want to
Got it.
disrespect a
How
woman
you
or
doing
something
today?
like that, and then
We
like
got
you
four
said,
hours.
if you can't communicate it out, the counseling's not working, then you may have to go to that level. But with women, on the other hand, I don't feel like we even have to be violent with each other. We definitely can sit down and communicate and talk. Like only way that violence would happen if somebody just decided to do some, be violent with us, then we have to be, we may have to go and do that, fight that with that. But other than that, I didn't know if men learned like with a little bit of aggressiveness in that manner. If they'll if men need to check other men, not in a way where it's trying to control them or make them be something that they're not, but just being honorable and being a real man in a community.
All right. So why are white women married at a rate that doubles black women? Why are black women the most
I
enrolled,
really don't know that. Like
but the last
who
ones
said that?
married
Who
nowadays
Where did you
by
learn that
black
from?
men?
Where did you learn that from? Let me tell you this.
These are
What
statistics.
I
These
just
are
learned.
facts.
No, this is something that you read off of
Why are
somewhere.
black women the only race that disassociate themselves from their black man? Okay,
They don't.
and then
They don't. Black women don't.
when we respond to their stipulations and their whatever their terms and conditions, they get mad at us.
Okay, let me tell you this.
Right.
I just talked to an elderly lady the day before yesterday in Honduras, and she actually gave a perspective that maybe make you think a little bit differently. And this brought up this matriarchic bill today. She was saying that slavery wasn't black and white. It was more so of a patriarchic system, which is male dominant, putting the woman underneath him where she don't have no rights. She has to listen to everything he says, and she don't really be able to be in her power. And they came into a matriarchic system, which the patriarchic system they say came from the European mindset. They came into a matriarchic system and seen that certain men or this system puts women at a high regards, and not saying that women are just the leaders and everything the woman says the man has to do, but it was a certain respect level for the women. And the patriotic or a certain mindset didn't like that because that holds men accountable. That means that all men don't get to have pussy. They have to actually become a man and work for that. So it was a certain structure that they had that will hold men accountable to becoming men and respectful, honorable people, not only in society, but to their women. So the patriotic system come in to enslave women so that women can be up under men. And not only those women, but certain men that agree that women has power and they should respect and honor the woman for her leadership skills as well. So that came in and changed up things. So now all men, even the weak men, just because they have a job working for this system or something, they're all different ways they have the right in this system to reproduce. So even men that aren't honorable, that aren't respectful, they're just not held to a certain type of standard in the system. So possibly, and I don't know because I don't believe in no statistics. Black women is married to black men as well, and white women and white men are having so much problems, and white women are starting to actually leave white men because of the issues that they have been in basically captivity for so long, not being able to express their true power. So all that statistic shit is just like what people, they want to put a certain mindset, put you in a certain mindset so you can complain about, oh, black women ain't with black men and all this type of stuff. If you want a good black woman, then find one. Be a good black man so that you can align with a good black woman. But don't just sit here complaining and acting like some statistics you read is always facts. Like, what kind of man are you to a woman? That's what you should be holding yourself accountable for, who you attract in your life. Now, if you want to believe a statistic without actually living it, then that's on you.
No, that's true. Like you can like, here's the thing. It's research. It's research that I'm going off of. It's not. I'm doing my homework. I'm not just like making a whole bunch of like statements. But what I'm saying is, in a whole, I'm not talking about every black woman. I'm talking about the majority. Rules when I say this. So what I'm saying is, when you look out into the crowd, black women are the most enrolled, right? They're the most enrolled, but they're not married at a higher rate by the black men at this point. Okay, they're not.
In what
See,
system? Like, we're in this
and
patriotic system that tries to put a man above. You have to realize, in this system, women wasn't even able to do a lot of stuff, not until recently. So maybe they're doing other things, but when it comes to marriage, I don't know. I can't just say it's just black women. Like I said, white women has been married, but they haven't been happily married. They just been under a certain construct.
nah, well, that's just one part of it. But I'm saying too, women, from a general aspect, you can hear them. Women nowadays, they disassociate themselves. And a black woman could tell you the same thing. I'm not hating on black women. I'm just saying, why do black women disassociate themselves? You don't hear any other race doing this. You don't hear any other race doing this type thing, but the black woman talking about, oh well, I can raise these kids by myself. I don't need no man. This and that. And the third, you want to just say, I need you're so independent, whatever. And at the end of the day, what you're doing is you disassociate yourself from your black man, and then you like, okay. Then when he responds to you, and then now the black woman's like, has a problem with that. It's like, well, in a nutshell, it's just in a nutshell. It's not, going into
Right. Now,
detail.
I understand what you're saying, and some people are saying it in a way that is just an unhealthy way. But from this lady, she said that in the matriarchal system, women did raise the children. Women raised the children amongst other women until they got a certain age. The boys got a certain age, then they went with the father. A lot of men leave the household, so and maybe that could push them. There's all different types of ways. I can't just point one thing out and say this is why. But I'm sure if they had a good man in the house, and then they wouldn't feel like, oh, I don't need you. Like, why would you have to ask, why would they feel like they don't need you then? Like, what are you
That's what I'm
bringing to the
saying.
table?
And then you gotta think too. It's a lot. It's a lot. I don't know. It's a lot of things to play into this, but I feel like,
Yeah.
me personally, I prefer black women. Like, all that shit I be talking in the comments, I just be talking shit. I do not be serious. Like, that's just like, yeah, I just be having fun. You know what I'm saying? So that's just that. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing serious. I just fucking off. But on a real note, I mean, in my opinion, it ain't really too deep. It just depends on it. But here's one thing I don't understand. Like, and this is just like just me personally. Like, when a person's like, okay, here's the thing: if you're a woman and you're a good woman, you shouldn't pick and choose who, like, and if you decide to get with a dude, like, be that good woman. Like, you know what I mean? If you decide to go there with a person, be that good woman. Or how is it like, ah, well, he don't deserve this, or he don't, or he ain't this, or like you can't base what you are, like, like an alligator. Oh well, if an alligator's in front of a human, he's not gonna go, okay, I don't feel like he's a good enough human to get to I'm gonna bite him. I'm not gonna bite him and roll. I'm not going to eat him. You know, a normal alligator's going to bite you, roll you out, kill you, eat you. You know, but he's kind of compromising who he is. He's like, okay, well, I'm not a whole alligator today. I'll just bite him and walk away. You know, it's like, what? You know, it confused me, but I don't know.
Do you think there's a difference between being in men being a good man, a like not high value, because so many people say that on some bullshit, but like a man, between a boy and a man?
What you say?
Even if not a boy, like a kid, but do you believe there's differences? Like in men, is there levels to manhood?
Yeah, because you live and you learn, you know, by the day. But I think where we go wrong at is the only way you're not leveling up is if you constantly you doing the same thing.
Well, you either are or you're not a man, and that man comes from within, the heart. Okay, so you are a man or you're not. There's no in between.
Daddy, come eat. Come eat.
Word.
So if you're not a man, do you feel like, you know, you would produce healthy families? Would you be of service to a woman if you're not a man and she has children, she reproducing children?
I would probably say that whatever you produce would be an unhealthy situation.
Right. So then we'll look at women like maybe you don't need to be doing like reproducing either, like with men that aren't showing themselves to be men when we figure in what a real man is.
All right, so let's say, you know, she's financial, you know, okay, she's stable. You know, that's what women want, stable. You know what I'm saying? They want to be protected, they want to provide it right, they want to be loved right. You're getting all that right, but that's what you call a man. But at the end of the day, it ain't good enough because she gonna find somebody who can do more than that. I've seen it. It's like when do women, when are they content? When are they happy and content with a man? You know.
Was you about to say something, Godbody?
My bad. Let me mute my mic.
Okay. That's a good question. All right, Rick. Gratitude. That's a good question because I feel like the way that we have been looking into society is just like, you know, what is a real relationship with, not even society, it's like how we grow up. Did we see healthy relationship with our mother and father in long-lasting marriages? Do we have so many examples and models around us to show us what a healthy relationship is? And healthy relationship isn't always just, oh, it's butterflies all the time. Like, you're gonna go through things in life or whatever.
No, just Daddy, Kevin, Big Kevin.
I understand where some men feel like, oh, I've been a good man, and she still didn't want to be with me, or she still left.
That's so sweet.
Some of those men, I'm not gonna hold you because a lot of men been at me about this because I said it just because you're a good man don't mean you're good for me. But a lot of men have been, you know, calling me all types of names because I said that. But I still got a question, like, how are you a good man? Like, maybe my ex might think he's the best thing that ever happened to me, but that was the most traumatic shit.
That's why.
So I feel like in relationships, we do have to know, like men and women, but women do have to know that it's not always going to be the best, and we do got to work and grow through things. We're in a point in society where, in this society, how we've been conditioned that we're trying to know ourselves, you know, get to know and honor ourselves. These things we should have did when we were children. We should have already known ourselves and been honoring ourselves since birth. We grew up in a certain environment. So we are in a transitional stage as humanity to getting back to loving and honoring ourselves, therefore giving that to our children. So we wouldn't be at adults wondering, who are we? We already know who we are, you know, and things like that. So right now is not an ideal, but if you can be futuristic, you will see that we're growing through things. Oh shoot, my sister told me to call her.
I'll make a small like opinion. Like, okay, I'm a type of dude. I'm not really like, well, I'm not gonna say I'm rich like a lot of other people might, but I got enough money to get shit done, right? So here's the thing. I think that's what women respect. They respect money. Like sometimes they don't respect like the man. And I could be talking about myself because I could be like on some shit that I'm like kind of testing you about, and you going with it. You know what I mean? But I understand what money does. You feel me? But at the end of the day,
No.
it just all it does is motivate people, and you can kind of, you know what I mean, control situations. That's it. Like at the end of the day, but it ain't everything. But I'm saying
I don't
like
think that's
I done been in
healthy.
situations, huh?
I don't think it's healthy. A lot of relationships end because of not only infidelity, but because of financial issues. So if a woman's marrying a man just because he has money, then if he don't have money, she might be like, oh, well, then forget it, because that's her intentions in marrying them. I feel like it should be, yes, a man should be able to provide for himself and his family, but it shouldn't be just about money. And a man, if he's using his money to get women, then that's what he's looking for. That woman is just going to be using him for money. So with you, you commenting in my section, always talking about wet ass pussy and stuff like that, that shows a certain mindset. Like certain men won't even
I
say, even
told
if
you,
they're thinking,
bro.
they
I
won't
was
even
joke.
say that.
That's like it's it's
They
it's
won't
it's
even
okay
joke
to
like
joke.
that. Okay. So what I'm
Why
saying
why so
is,
serious? Let me ask you a question then. Why so serious? Why so serious on this on chat room?
it's not about the chat room. We're building community. We're building something that's going to affect generations. So it is very, very serious. I only have a short period of time in this body to be able to utilize, my resources and my mindset. So I'm so serious about building community and building up the mind. Like this is a mental war that we're going through. So I would not have a man joking around about having wet pussy. Like, is that a good role model for the children? Why would you wonder why a woman says, you know what, I can do it without you? Why would I want my children to be hearing you as the man supposed to be a role model talking about some wet pussy, like, and then complaining about women not wanting you or being with you and stuff? You know what I'm saying? So it's just a mindset that we have to like look
Right.
into. And
That
yeah,
was
we
just a
don't. It's not
little
to be so
lightweight joke.
serious all the time. We can have fun and stuff, but like, how about fun that is still conducive for our future generations? That can still help with the growth of that. But I'm a
They
serious
said
person
dude was
anyways.
playing.
Like,
I mean, I feel you. I was just joking though.
well, you joke a lot because that wasn't the first time you came in here. This is not the first day.
I know.
So
I know. I know.
obviously, if you can be real with yourself, you would say that's on my mind.
No, I mean, if you would have agreed to it, then yeah, I would have.
Yeah, and yet you're still one that would complain about a woman not being lasting with you though, and marriages being failed and all that type of stuff. Like, you have to put it together on why that's what you're attracting in your life and that's how you think. Is because your intentions aren't all the way aligned with a woman that would be long lasting. Yeah, you
Oh,
might
they
get some
are.
pussy, but it's not gonna last. Right.
Oh, it's gonna last. You know why?
No, you just came on here complaining about it not lasting.
Well, I'm talking about. When I'm talking about a general aspect, like over the board. Everybody.
Well, at the end of the day, that we're trying to produce healthy families, healthy mindsets, things that's conducive for our future generations. Like, we're in the predicament we're in because of our mind, because of how we've been conditioned. So we want to recondition ourselves to a healthy mind, something that will last, and things that would produce healthy children, ways that we're not like controlled by our private parts and stuff, but we utilize that power, that those parts for a conducive, like for something powerful, because it is powerful. Sex is a powerful energy, a sacred energy, and we should be able to utilize it in a way where it's not using us, but we using it like for the best, for the best.
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
But do they feel you?
Who?
The people.
Well, there's certain people. Not everybody's gonna feel it, and we're not here for everybody anyways. We're just here for certain people that's going online. And it's not even everybody. Like, really, we're creating community, so it's not. It might be 100 to maybe 1,000 people in our communities all around the world, because we're having multiple pieces of land in different areas of the world. It might be 10 people in each that live there, but we'll have thousands of people that come and visit. When you visit our environment, we're gonna change you. Like, we
I ain't
literally
gonna
gonna
lie.
help you not let pussy control you, because therefore you're literally, if that's what you're thinking about, wet ass pussy, and you using your money to get it, that means somebody with some wet pussy can control you and take all your money. And so at the end of the day, it's really just a vibration of the mind. We want to raise that, so that we don't get hurt and then start blaming on other people when it's our own situation, our own mindset that got us in that position.
Nah, I feel that.
That's a fact. Big fact. Yeah. So women have some powerful energy, and we're just trying to utilize it for the betterment here.
Well,
Now
the
we know
women in
we
this
can
day and age
control
are too
men.
fast. They're way too fast, and they're way too easy nowadays. And what's happening is, why buy the whole cow when the milk is free, right? So, yeah, I mean, it's just crazy out here. We talk all this good love and all that. It ain't really like that.
Well, it's quality over quantity. So, I mean, if you want a fast woman, you want somebody to just like here and there, don't look for longevity. That's what you're getting. It's something fast. Like, yeah, you can find that. But we looking for quality. We're embracing quality in our lives. So, yeah.
Imagine a nagging woman by their side 24/7. No, Trent Percy said
Not
that.
everybody's nagging, and then if you have your woman by your side 24/7, that means you're not doing shit. Like, what is you doing as a man? Like, when you have a woman right there 24/7, the woman got other stuff to do. As a man, you should have other stuff to do. Why are you trying to be up under a woman or have a woman up under you 24/7? That even makes sense. It's the mindset.
Transparency.
Now, see, I know me myself. I'm I almost have a zero tolerance for anyone that like are just getting started with their walk. Not that I have anything against anybody, like, turning their walk into a different walk to where they become a better person, a better them with human excellency. I'm trying to divide. I'm the tribe. I'm trying to the vibe. The tribe that I'm trying to vibe to me is the kind of tribe that's where people are already um are we're pretty much where they need to be to actually get along with other people, to be able to understand that like um basic things that they should already come in contact with, as far as with mental growth, spiritual growth, and social growth. Um, like um, like if a woman, like with the men and the women, it should be already be an an aware. I'm making up a new word, but an aware action and reaction when the men and the women are presented around each other, that the man, especially the man, if you ask me, will actually see the woman differently than the traditional viewpoints of perspective.